This is a 2024 ATC Pla 700. So this is a 2024 ATC Pla 700 fifth wheel, model 3619 by ATC. We're going to do an orientation and a walkthrough to help you get started with this fantastic, beautiful rig. I'm going to show you around and show you how to use all the major components. Please do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. So as we go around this rig, I'm going to show you some stuff on the outside and then we'll finish up on the inside. Starting here at the at this front compartment. So some things you need to know here. You have a disconnect switch. I don't know if you can see it there, but trust me, it's there. There's a great big old knob. You can see it's in the on position, which is the green. And obviously the red position is the off. So that's the master disconnect that disconnects power from this coach. As you can see, this one's been outfitted with 2 lithium batteries. So you got 200 amp hours of lithium. Then we have our solar charge controller. That's that blue thing right there. Our converter charger is this thing right here. Then we have our inverter back there. Now normally you're not going to have to interact with any of that stuff. That's just there. And normally if everything's working correctly, you can control everything from the inside. I'm just showing you around some of the stuff that's here. That's the hydraulic pump that runs the jacks, the leveling jacks. There's your transfer switch, automatic transfer switch. Water pump and associated hoses and whatnot. There's a cheat sheet that ATC makes up for you to help you properly use the different valves there if you need to. Then obviously we got a little light here. This is the outside of your water heater, and that is the outside of your furnace. Now this water heater, normally you're going to have this button in the up position. That's on. If that's not on, then nothing's going to work on the water heater anyway. So there's also a little glass fuse in there. But normally leave it in the on position. Even when you store it, you don't really need to turn that off. When you close this, just make sure that little gasket goes back in its place. There's a shore power cord that goes with it, 50 amp shore power. You have a cable in connection. And of course, that's where we dump our tanks. Standard 3.5 inch sewer connection there. Black tank, gray tank. Now coming this way, we have our outside shower. That's where it lives. Not going to open that up because that's fairly simple, hot and cold water there. I will, however, open this up over here. So this right here, that's where we connect our water connections. So let's take a look here. So that black connection, that is our city water connection. That's where you would hook up city water to provide pressurized water to the coach. That way you don't have to use the onboard water. This connection here, that's for you know, feeding antifreeze into the RV itself, doing any kind of maintenance, sanitizing it, and then you have a service light, which is this little switch that lights up the area for, I guess, using this at night. And this momentary switch is to turn your water pump on and off. Now, this blue valve is important. So normally you're going to run this valve in the down position like it is now, right? It should be in this position. Whether you're running city or whether you're running onboard water, doesn't matter. The only time you're going to divert it up like this is when you want to fill your onboard water tank. So what that will do when you're connected to city water here, if you move it up, it's going to divert this city water to fill your onboard tank. Now, that must be monitored on the panel on the inside. That's where you're going to keep tabs of how much water is going in there. The rest of the time, this is pointed down like this, right? Now, this other connection here, this is where you attach a separate hose. That's to flush your black tank. Make sense? Now, additionally, we have, that's our exhaust for our generator. Now, here in the front, we have water available here. Our generator, 7,000 watt generator. That's more than enough to operate the 3 ACs this coach has, as well as everything else. Now, behind this panel, let's take a look. Now, behind this panel, you have a start-stop switch right there, so you can start it from out here. And then we have these breakers here. You have 2 breakers. Now, it's possible that you could be running your generator and have no power inside. If that situation occurs, come out here and check these breakers. You could have one or both of them tripped. Sometimes these things trip and there's nothing wrong. It was just a strange coincidence of things that happen that cause it to trip. So do check these outside if you're having an issue. I've had it happen to me, but like I said, the vast majority of the time it happens is just a breaker. Now, if it keeps tripping the same breaker over and over, then yeah, maybe there is a problem, right? But very rare. Now, the other thing we have here, this is where we move our legs. These legs, these are called landing legs at the very front of the coach. Move them up, move them down. And you can lock it out with a key right there so nobody can move your legs. But those are the legs that are going to assist you in moving the front of the coach up and down to get it hitched up to your truck, right? When you're hitching and unhitching, this is what you're going to be using. Now, that's not how you level the coach. When you're going to level the coach, you're going to use this panel over here, right? We're going to do that now. Now you notice that I'm putting the stairs up. When you level the coach, you do not want to have these steps down, because you can damage the steps, because this thing's going to be moving up and down as it levels. And if those steps, like here I'm on concrete, so it was likely the steps would just slide back and forth as needed. But if you were on dirt or gravel or anything other than smooth concrete, those steps could be caused to dig into the dirt, and I've seen it happen. I've seen them get mangled because customers didn't, owners didn't do that. So very important to put the steps up when you're going to auto level, or anytime you're moving the legs, actually, even the front landing legs. So here to use the auto level panel, we're going to turn it on like so. And right there it's on. It's showing the front legs are down. That's what the 2 red lights mean, so that's normal. And it's as simple as hitting auto level. So right there you see it say operating. You can hear the pump running over there. And you can see that the back legs are going down. Now it's going to make a series of adjustments to get it just right. Shouldn't have to do too many adjustments because this shop we're in is fairly level. Well, as a matter of fact, it's done. There, no longer it says operating, and it's done. Now, so that's how you use it once you're ready to camp and whatnot. So right there, go ahead and use it. It's ready for use. Now let's fast forward. Let's say you're now ready to depart your campsite, right? So the first thing you need to do is unlevel the coach. In other words, you need to pick up those back legs. That way you can get your coach on your truck. So to do that, you're going to be coming up to this panel where it's off. You're going to turn it on. And there it's on. It's showing us 4 lights indicating that 4 legs are down, all 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit retract all. Now what retract all is going to do, it's a little bit deceiving because it's not going to retract all 4 legs. It's going to retract the rear. Now whenever you do this, you have to make sure your truck is not connected anywhere here. Because if your truck was partially under the nose of the camper and it glitched, like it's unlikely, but just in case, it's good practice not to have your truck underneath the camper, because if these legs ended up going down all the way for whatever reason, obviously damage to the back of your truck could occur. So nothing should be in the way of the front. But typically you hit retract all, only the back jacks come up. So as you can see, the back jacks have come up. And now we are ready to come over here and use our up-down feature on these as we hook up to our truck, right? Now that's it for those leveling jacks by equalizer. Next, we're going to look at under here. This is our propane tanks. So 2 40-pound propane tanks. This right here is the changeover valve. Whichever way this arrow is pointed is the tank that we're feeding from. This valve is open, this one is closed. When you run out, then you just simply flip it over to the other side. Open that valve, close this valve. And then you can remove this tank to take it out to get it refilled. And to do that, you're simply going to undo this big wing nut up here, turn it off, or I'm sorry, unscrew it. And this whole piece comes off, allowing you to pull off that tank. Now as we come around over here, we have our fueling station. There is a on-off switch in there, you can see. You turn on the pump. That way you can use the pump to fill up stuff. There is our ladder. That ladder attaches to the back deck. Right now this is configured in like a party deck configuration. Obviously this is the ramp to get stuff into the back, but that staircase that we saw up there hooks up right here. So you have a staircase, then of course this door opens. We'll look at that more here in a second. So you have that staircase, and these covers, so these things right here, kind of odd looking. So what those are for, you take those when the deck is set up in the back like this. Those covers go right here. See the gap right here? They fit nice and neat in this gap. That way you don't have like a tripping hazard. All right, now we're going to move on. As we come down the side, We have obviously our entry door here, and this is, we got a latch and a deadbolt here. Deadbolt, latch. Both of them use the same purple key, by the way. This has this handle. Move it back and forth to assist you going in. Now you do have a couple of 110 outlets here, and this is cable out. On the other side you got cable in, this is cable out, so if you wanted to set up a TV out here, you certainly could. Now another feature, we have propane connection here, so if you could hook up like a propane grill out here if you wanted to. Pretty handy. Now this awning, as you can see, the awning is deployed. You can adjust the pitch of the awning on either side simply by, see this joint here, you just simply pull like so. And now that awning is angled down on this side, so if it was raining, it would give it a way to, you know, let water run off one side or the other. You can simply push it back up, and maybe we want to do the other one down instead. Doesn't matter. Now when you put it up, a lot of people ask, do I need to straighten those out before I put it back up? No, you do not. It'll straighten itself out as it's being retracted. So another thing here on the outside, you can see that this rig has these protective rollers on the back. So if you're going off the beaten path and go over a low spot, instead of it scraping the back of the coach, it'll land on those rollers and protect the back of the coach. This gate in the back has this neat door, so we can open this door. And this simply comes off of here, just like that, for storing. And these latches lift like that, just a simple little buckle system. Just put it back in the hook, locked in place. As you can see, we got lights. Now you see that plate up there that says Voyager. That is for a Voyager camera, observation camera. It is wired for it. It does not, however, have it in place. And then this is our ladder. Simply pulls out from here. You're going to pull those pins to deploy the ladder to get up on the roof. And you can see the back screen doors. It's like a tent material. So when you're using this, you can leave your door open and just zip up this back. Now we're going to hop inside and go over the inside, right? So when you set up this step, you have this yellow handle. This locks it in place. So turn that, that'll unlock it. Now set up the steps, or pull the steps down. Now you'll notice it's got, the steps are adjustable in length. It's got a pin right there. You remove those pins, it will allow you to extend these legs. And the reason for that, you always want to make sure that there is no gap here. See how it's flush here? If this landed on uneven ground and there was a gap right there, when you close the door, it could cause it to get stuck or bend the underside of the door. So make sure you adjust that when you first land at your campground. Now we're going to hop inside. Okay, so we are here inside this PLA 700 Model 3619. So when you're going to use it, I showed you the big red knob underneath the front basement. That's your master disconnect. Now this coach, normally you're going to leave that in the on position. What you're going to use as a disconnect is in here. See that? That's the main disconnect that you're going to be using. The other one's the master disconnect, but in normal operation, whenever you need to shut stuff off, all power, you're going to use this right here, not the one outside. So obviously we're starting right here. So right here, obviously disconnect. This is the control for the water heater. Normally, I'd say leave this alone. You don't have to operate. There's an on-off switch there, but normally you're going to leave that alone, leave it as it is, and you're going to control it from this touch screen over here that I'm going to show you in a bit. So this, you can use it to, I don't know if you can see it there, but you can see the temperature can be adjusted up and down. So that's going to adjust your maximum temperature. So if you say, like, I don't want it to go up to 124, that's too high, so you can adjust it down. And like, for example, this will give us a maximum of 117. You can also adjust it to Celsius if you want it to see it in Celsius. And then the red button is obviously on-off. Now, other than that, we have, this is the big circuit board that runs the Firefly touch control system. There's a Wi-Fi module up there, our wireless module. We got 12-volt fuses up there. We have breaker box here with 110 breakers. Okay, so moving on from there, we have a microwave. Now this is a convection microwave. You can actually bake in it if you know how to do that, how to use a convection microwave. We have a great big old TV up here. So this TV does pull out. See that strap? Pull that strap, and it's on a swivel swing arm, so that can come out and you can angle it wherever you want. We got an AM FM radio with Bluetooth right there. Storage. We got USB ports, 110 outlets, stove. These lights, up for the blue lights, down for blue lights and oven light. The stove will work with or without the lights, however. So that's to turn on the gas knob, the gas valves on the burners. So this sends the spark to the burners all at the same time. Now the refrigerator is a 12-volt refrigerator. This is a fantastic fridge by Norcold. Runs on 12 volts, no propane, no 110. Long press this button to turn it on, long press this button to turn it off. Plus and minus will adjust your temperature. Now here you select which section you're controlling. This is the freezer section. Move the blue light here, and our fridge section is set to 5 currently. This is our refrigerator section. Press that. This is our refrigerator section. This is set to 3. This is sleep mode. This will run the system, the entire refrigerator, at like 50% capacity to save on electricity. Normally you're not going to use that unless you do a lot of boondocking and stuff. Little feet for the TV, manuals. Most of the manuals are in here. Now back here you can see we have there's our Happy Jack bed system. We have USB outlets back here. You got outlet, regular 110 outlets. And then our screen room here, zipper. Now this can all be rolled up. There's zippers on either end, so you can roll this thing up and tie it down with those straps over there. Those shades, these are manual shades. So we have 3 air conditioning units on this coach. There's 1, 2, and then 3. Now these all have filters in there that you can snap off that cover and wash the filter, let it air dry, put it back. And you'll know when it's time to clean them because they'll start to look kind of dingy. Now this Happy Jack bed system does go up and down. Now the way that works, we're going to come up here to our touch control panel here. We're going to go to this second icon from the bottom. We can see their bed lift. So we're going to press the down button and you see that goes down. Currently it's configured as 2 beds, and the top bed will stop. It's got a natural stop. There, stop there, and the other one will continue down. Now normally what you would do, so right now this is set up as 2 beds, but this one can be set up as like a dinette. So you would flip this up like so. There you go. And this one will do the same. Now these benches do have feet down there you can deploy. But when you're going to use it as a bed, you also have a foot here you can deploy to stabilize it if you put it all the way down. But this simply goes down like that. And these can be folded up against the wall by pulling this handle. And see how to release it, because this will come out. You do have some pins you got to remove. Actually, the pins are not currently in there. Those pins go in there to lock it in one position or another. Those pins are actually in here. I think it's where I saw them just now. Yeah, that's what these pins are for. These 2 right here. So normally those pins would be locked in place like that one right there. So that's to keep it from moving. However, you simply pull those out and you can flip those down to allow it to go flat against the wall. Almost done, Trace. So right now I'm going to put it back up. Now this bed, so you can lay these flat here, and in this you can move it all the way up to the ceiling, or you could even remove it. It's got pins here to remove it, and you can put it up against the ceiling. This so we'll just move this up. So there, the bed is all the way up against the ceiling, and like I said, these can be dropped down and laid flat. If you want to hang them down or put them up like that, doesn't matter. There is a ladder that attaches right there, and that's actually sitting beneath the bed back here in the bedroom area. And here you got storage, and you also have washer dryer connections. There's storage underneath the bed. Currently the ladder for the bunks is there. You got a fan right there. It's controlled from this remote. Pocket door has a lock on it to lock it. There's a plate there for mounting another TV. You got an outlet and the TV out right there. Now in the bathroom area, you have a shower stall with this shower curtain that can be extended. Gives you a lot of extra room. Toilet, it's a standard foot flush toilet. Ceramic bowl. Another fan with remote. Sink. GFCI outlet. Switch for your light. Now here, the last thing that we're going to talk about is this touch control screen known as the Firefly. So this screen, basically the way it works, you have a number of icons here on the left side. Each one of these icons is a different page, right? So here on our home page, you can see we have a light master. Turn off all the interior lights all at once. We can view our water pump, our water heater control. This is normally where we operate the water heater. The switch I showed you over there, and then on the outside, you do not typically mess with those. Leave those in the on position. Just operate it from here. If you turn those others off, then of course this will not work. So water pump, that's our on-demand water pump. So obviously that's going to have to be on when you're not on city water. Then we can see our tanks. We have fresh, gray, black. Fresh water is our potable water, the water we bring with us. You can see there it's at 33%. There is some water in it, obviously. Gray and black are currently at 0. Doesn't mean there's nothing in there, but it's in the area of 0. These are ballpark figures here that we're looking at. Then we have our fuel tank for our toys and our generator. That is at 80%, right? Generator, we can start and stop the generator from here. Down here we can see the status on our battery. You can see the battery is full. Additionally, we have this thing that says tank heater. That is not to be confused with a water heater. That's the water heater. This tank heater is basically like an electric blanket that is glued to the underside of these tanks. Also, we have these displays display what the air conditioners are doing. So currently it's showing that the bedroom AC is not currently running, just the fan is running on low, reading a temperature of 69 degrees. The kitchen is currently running, it's running on low, and it's reading 71. Now the garage, which is out here, is reading 69, it's currently running on low. It's these readings, just so you know, these are the temperature sensors. Garage sensor, here's the one for the kitchen out here, and there's one in the bedroom on the wall over there. That's where it's getting its readings. Now we're going to jump to this other icon. This is electrical stuff. Normally you don't have to look at the electrical page. That's a bunch of stuff that you're typically not going to use, but nonetheless, there it is. Our lighting page is this third icon. So that's our light master. Then we have an exterior master. We'll turn that on. And then we have, this thermometer looking thing. That is our air conditioning page. So here we can see that our AC, all three of our ACs are currently on. That's what the blue indicates there. And then these arrows are to adjust the set point. So like currently we can see that only the kitchen and the garage are running. That's because the bedroom has already achieved what we've asked it to do. So if I put this down more, you'll see that it'll fire up. These other ones are still trying to achieve what I've asked them. I've asked them for 68. They're currently at 72, 71. Then this one's at 69, so it's almost about to shut off. Another thing, so I have these on low to keep the fan speed low so the fan doesn't drown out my voice. However, normally you want to run these in auto, right? Auto will ensure that they shut off when they're supposed to. Otherwise, if you have them on low, when the compressor shuts off and it gets to the desired temperature, the fan will continue to run. Let's keep that in mind. Then we have this other icon, second from the bottom. That is where we have the bed lift. So you can move the bed up and down here, or you can move the awning in and out there. You can also access the leveling system from here. You can do the whole leveling system from right here without having to use any of the controls on the outside. However, usually I usually find it more useful to do it on the outside at the control panel. It's easier to do it from there. You can, however, get all of this on your phone and do it from a mobile app. But even then I still find it easier to just use the controls out there. Which brings us to our last page. This is our settings page. You can adjust the brightness of stuff. You can set auto dimming. You can set the time. You can change the temperature to Celsius. System model, you're not really going to change that. That's set at the factory. Cleaning mode will turn off the screen for approximately 15 seconds to allow you to wipe the screen of fingerprints. And then we have our mobile app. Our mobile app basically is what you're going to want to use to control this remotely. This is Bluetooth, so you will have to be within 20-30 feet of the coach to use this app. So what you will do, you'll scan this QR code with your phone, and that will allow you to download the app, the Vega Touch Mirror app. So you are going to download it, and then you will, if you're someplace around other RVs, you may see a number of different coaches. IDs show up on your list. You're just going to select the one that matches this number. That's your unique number. Then they'll ask you for a PIN number, which this is your PIN number. Type in that PIN, and then it'll activate the app on your phone. You'll then be able to control. Basically, this entire system will now be on your phone. So this is going to bring us to the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed this tour and found this information useful. If you did, please remember to like and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. Frank at the shop, and we'll see you on the next video. Have a fantastic day.